Welcome back to the AL.com film room. I'm Matt Scalisi here with John Parker Wilson, our AL.com Alabama football analyst. We're going to be taking a look at a few key plays from last weekend's game between Alabama and Arkansas. And we're going to focus on the defense today, especially, which was really one of the better performances, I think, so far this year for this Alabama defense. Definitely.
The defense stepped up big time, giving up only 13 points, and really was a defensive struggle going back and forth. We were able to shut them down. You know, their touted running game coming in, we were able to keep them quiet and ended up coming with a victory, and a lot of it had to do with the defense.
So for the most part, like we said, Alabama really limiting what Arkansas was able to do, especially with that highly touted running game. They did give up a touchdown on the ground, though, in the second quarter here.
Yeah, here we see second and goal right here. And one of the few times that Alabama really gave up a big play and got dominated on defense. Right here, we'll see just this, the classic old school toss with guys pulling and lead blockers coming in everywhere. Arkansas is going left, and we just kind of get out leveraged. They get the edge and are able to slip into for an easy score right here. But this is just them getting to the edge and being a little more physical than we are right here. For the most part, we were able to keep the running game in check, and it was a big part of Alabama winning this game.
So even though they did give up the touchdown there, special teams comes through pretty big and comes up with a pretty big play right here.
Yeah, with all the talk about the special teams in the past few weeks, the kick coverage did a really good job of limiting the return yardage. And the play that ends up winning the game is going to be this blocked extra point. We get pressure up the middle here. We've seen it before in the past from Mount Cody and guys like this. But push up the middle and are able to block the point, which ends up deciding the game. The defense or the special teams struggled a little bit early in the game, but are able to end up winning it right here with this blocked extra point.
One thing we've seen Alabama's defense struggling a little bit with this year, defending big pass plays with tight ends involved, and Arkansas was able to get a pretty big one in this game.
Yeah, this is the biggest play, the longest play of the game for them, and it's a short pass on third down against a man coverage, and we missed a couple tackles and they ended up springing it big. And this is a play that we ran a lot. A lot of teams in the country are going to run it, and it's a great play against man on third down and 8. You're expecting man coverage, and to show you a little bit what happens here, it's a legal screen play, and we're kind of screening on air because the receiver is going to go over top and the tight end is going to come underneath. So it's not really technical a screenplay, but what it forces to do is this DB that's covering the tight end, it makes him go over the other receiver. So he's got to run longer and cover this guy, and he's behind him right here in the play. He breaks a tackle, makes a miss, and then the big tight end rumbling down the field, throws a stiff arm right there. But really the only big play that Alabama gave up on defense when what was a really good day. But this is just a classic man beater that we see right here, and aren't able to make the tackle because it should have been a short gain, but the missed tackles are what sprung him free for the touchdown.
Special teams obviously been a bit of a problem so far this season for Alabama, and probably a bigger problem in this game than it has been in most.
Yeah, it's been a real buzz topic lately is the miscues in special teams. And last week it ended up losing us a game with a fumble. And here we just see it's like a lack of execution. And I think Coach Saban talked about it at halftime and then after the game. It's just guys making good decisions and what are big points in the game. And I think that's the most frustrating thing is just the small executions. Guys are in the right place at the right time. It's just a matter of doing your job when it's called.
One thing Alabama was obviously really successful at in this game, pressuring the quarterback, and it led to some pretty big plays.
Yeah, definitely. This is a good coverage by the secondary to start off with. The defensive line is going to get some pressure to end up forcing the quarterback to make a bad decision right here. When the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, it's 3rd and 10, you got to have the big play. So we see the quarterback initially looking downfield and nothing's open. We're running man coverage, and he gets forced out of pocket and makes the jump throw across the field, which is a low percentage throw, and Landon Collins does a great job of coming up and making the play. You know, after last week, it's good to see him making this big play in a big-time situation. 3rd down and 10, Ty needs a play right here to ice the game, and he's able to go up high and pick the ball off.
All right, another big game for Alabama this weekend, hosting Texas A&M at home. This is a team that has obviously lost a couple in a row here, maybe feeling a little bit down, but still a pretty dangerous team. So what do you think are the keys for Alabama going into this game this weekend?
I think it's going to be protecting the ball and then trying to force A&M into some turnovers. It's going to be a big test for the secondary with Kenny Hill coming in and the amount of times they're going to throw the ball. it's a must-win game for both teams, and it is for us going out for the rest of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how we respond to go up to Arkansas, have a home game, and I'll look for a big game from the Tide right here. Really excited. Should be a really fun weekend.
All right, well, that's it for us this week. Join us next week here in the film room.